In the foggy town of Transit rode a stranger one dark day. He didn't speak to folks around him, they didn't have too much to say. No one dared to ask his business, no one dared to make a slip. They only pondered the acts of the stranger. He wanted to beat town with just a big iron on his hip. So, this challenge is pretty simple. I'll be playing town with just a python, aka the big iron. But I added another rule, nothing crazy, but as the song goes, the big iron is placed firmly at his hip. So to stay loyal, I'll be doing the same. So no aiming, only hip firing from now on. And that's it for the rules. But unlike every other weapon restricted run I've done in the past, Black Ops 2 doesn't play nice, and messing with the console will literally give the game an aneurysm, so unfortunately, I'll have to get the python the old fashioned way, the mystery box. But I'll be giving myself to the end of round 5 to get it, and in that way I'm not progressing too much without the gun, and if I don't get it by that time, I'll just simply restart. But this simple task was surprisingly a bulk of the challenge, and I'm not joking when I say 80% of my footage is just me hitting the box with next to no luck. And if you're interested, I'm going to read the list of guns off that I received before even seeing a python. But if you're not, skip to this timestamp. I feel this is going to be quite boring, me just reading a list, but I'm adding it anyway. I want you to know what pain I went through doing this. So, I got the DSR-50 4 times, the 5.7 3 times, and the 5.7 dual wield, surprisingly, only once, and the FAL 7 times, the ballistic knife 4 times, and one of my least favourite guns, the S12, 8 times. The shitcom, only twice, thank God. And the Barrett, I got 8 times. And the Cap 40, underrated by the way, I got 4 times. And I got the RPG, 6 times, and the RPD, 7 times. And not to interrupt you from this already very long list, but something I found really strange was the RPG and the RPD, they came as like a pair. I'd get one right before getting the other, and I just thought that was strange because their names are so similar, so is it just something in the code or what? I don't know. And now back to the list, and I got the War Machine a stupid 11 times, and the MTAR only 6 times, and I also got the Type 25 only 6 times, and the SMR I got 4 times. And for this gun, I have no clue what its name actually is, but I've got it wrote down in my notes as 4 burst shotgun thing, so I'm pretty sure you can piece that one together, but I only got that 6 times. And I got the hammer, very overrated by the way, only 3 times. And then I got the executioner, only 5 times. I got the M8A1 3 times, and the Galil 5 times. And now we're onto the special stuff, because I got the EMPs 6 times and the monkey bombs 5 times. And to top all of this off, I got the ray gun 6 times, and the ray gun Mark II I got 3 times. All of this without even receiving one python. This is just ridiculous. And a good few hours of my life later, 2 hours and 40 minutes to be exact, I finally got the gun required to do this challenge. And just while I show you some early game footage, I want to say to get this gun, I hit the box a combined total of 140 times. Now if we do some quick maths, 140 times 950, it tells us that this python was the very affordable price of 133,000 points. And it's not a buffetsumm video without a really stupid number. And I just want to quickly interject into the video, this is like past me or future me, I don't really know because you're seeing this all at the same time. But for me, this is future me going to a past part of the video. But I only just received a message from itzcookie informing me that the python is extremely rare on town. Yeah, I really wish I knew that going into this. But now that we've got the python, the challenge can begin. But I feel like saying the word challenge grossly misplaces the python, because as soon as I received the gun, my suffering died down drastically. Here's a graph of the events so far. Before I got the python, when I got the python, and after I got the python. And as you can see, when I got the gun, the graph that represents the suffering I experienced doing this challenge drops off a cliff. And that is a long way of saying this challenge was stupidly easy. But then again, it is me we're talking about, and nothing's easy when I do it. And going into this, the only thing I saw being an issue with this challenge was ammo, because the python only starts with 90 bullets, but believe it or not, the python is actually extremely ammo efficient. Plus, I kept getting fed max ammos at the most perfect times, so yeah, this run still doesn't have any issues. And yeah, I'm kind of at a loss here, because I mean I've been conditioned to do challenges that make me hate my life, but this was quite nice to do. Plus, after doing that M1911 video, cough cough, go watch it by the way, I feel I've deserved this nice little break. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to do a huge time jump to round 25, because up until that point, it's just me training them around and then leading them into the room of death. It's not really too interesting. But as you may have predicted, there's a reason we're jumping to round 25, and that's because I had stretched my ammo thin, and I didn't have enough ammo to get through my next round, and instead of ending the round and hoping for a max ammo, and then pack a punch in mid round, I decided to do it when it was nice and safe. And that's when everything that could have went wrong, did go wrong. I killed one of the zombies to hopefully get a max ammo, mistake number 1, and now I had a runner right behind me. And then I put my python into the pack-a-punch machine, did a circle, went back to grab it, pressed X, and nothing happened. Now, I was panicking. I did a quick circle back, got hit by the zombie and failed to grab the gun a second time. Mistake number 2. I was now red screened and in full panic mode. I ran back again, still red screened, but it was no use, the python was already gone. I accidentally packed my M1911 and died. And I really wish I could have shown you my reaction to this happening, because I was screaming at the monitor. But unfortunately Pasmi had muted his mic, so yeah, that little reaction is lost to time. And I am going to address the issue of me having packed M1911s, and I solved this issue by trading them in for the most useless gun on the planet, the Olympia. Also, I hit the box and traded my M1911 for a ballistic knife for some reason, so when you see in the footage I'm trading a ballistic knife for the Olympia, just know that's the placeholder for the M1911. But either way, by the end of this I'll have a python and an Olympia. And 23,660 points later, we now have the python again. And God knows I ain't even going to attempt what I did earlier with that weaponless thing, because that took me 8 hours of my life to do, so yeah, I'm doing it the lazy way. And now we're back to grinding, and it's safe to say this is where the python was really falling off. I mean, it was still super strong, but compared to itself it was considerably weaker, but still, I don't really have any real complaints. But sadly, in an attempt to get the most out of a max ammo, I rushed and this caused me to take another down on round 27. But on the bright side, I managed to get the max ammo just in time. And finally, this is where ammo became an issue. And even though I came into round 28 with a near enough fresh python, I ran out of ammo really quick. Thank God, because it feels so good to finally have something to complain about. But luckily enough for me, I had monkey bombs, so the pack-a-punch process went much more smoothly than last time. And I didn't think twice about using monkeys, and I am aware this means I failed the run. But look, the monkeys may have helped me in the short term, but in the long run I had to deal with crawlers separately, causing me to use a lot more ammo than I would have. So it kind of balanced itself out, but yeah, I'm still annoyed at Pasmi for this. And now, it's time for my first time using this thing packed, and honestly, I was underwhelmed. I mean, I didn't feel much of a difference, plus I ran out of ammo much quicker than normal, and I think that was a mixture of the 12 round mag capacity and the speed loader, allowing me to be much more reckless than usual. So it's not entirely the gun's fault. And the ammo issue became evident when on round 30 I had to do yet another trade out. And keep in mind this is including the fact that I got multiple max ammos around 28 and 9, and yet I still ran dry on round 30. And 24,700 points later, we have yet another python to play with, and it was only a little bit more expensive than the last one. But we didn't get to play with the python for too long, because only 2 rounds later we got touched quite inappropriately by the zombies at the side of a truck, leading to yet another down on round 32. And now we were all out of quick revives, meaning all deaths are now final, which would suck because if I died, I don't think I'd have it in me to do all them box trade outs again. But unfortunately, that's what ended up happening, and after some very questionable training, I died for the last time on round 33. And look, I know round 33 is nothing, and I get that, but I recently had a thought pop into my head. And that thought was of a gun, the Remington New Model Army. And I mean, look at it. It screams big iron. Am I stupid? Why did I ever use the python? So to make up for this lousy performance, and if you guys want to see it, I'll do a real high round with that gun. But now, it's time to ask the question. Can I beat town with just a python? No, because I suck. And now, it's time for me to do the thing that I do in every video and just go off script and just talk to you guys for a little bit. So I want to start off this outro by saying thank you to everyone who watched to the end. I mean, this video isn't crazy engaging, it's just me using a really strong gun, so if you watched to the end, I really do appreciate you. And also, I am sorry that I didn't hit my goal on this challenge. I mean, I hit my goal on my last one, so for every challenge that I do hit my goal on, I tend to fail 5 more. It's just really on brand with me at this point. Also, if you want to see any other challenges besides the Remington New Model Army one, comment them down below. Also, just comment anyway, I really like reading people's comments. And it will also help me stop getting suggestions like this. Yeah, it's the same guy as last time, this guy generally needs to be stopped. Also, I want to do this full time, so if you want to interact with the video in any way possible, like subscribing, anything, it would generally help me in achieving that. But that's all I've really got to say, so yeah, see ya.